Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A real pleasure to have you here with us at the London Film Festival. Maybe you can begin with a brief introduction to Bird. For people who don't know anything about the film, what can they expect when they go in?
They can expect anything. It's really a good film and it's just eye-opening to see like certain things.
Yeah, it's definitely eye-opening. I think that people don't really know that these situations actually happen in the real world. So I think it's eye-opening, like I said.
I'm so grateful for it.
He does want to be a good father and be there for Hunter and Bailey, but it just isn't. It is a brother-sister relationship, like Nykiya said.
What about some of those scenes in the house? I mean, it's kind of, you're always feeling a bit on edge, you know, because there's drug taking going on around these kids, but then, you know, there's always music playing as well. So there's kind of this sort of duality to it where it can feel quite joyful and fun, but also doesn't feel like a very safe environment for kids to be around.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like when Barry's trying to get the what's it called, toad to squirt the slimes, and then Bailey's just sitting there and just looking at him. He's just like, what? And I love that scene because it's just so funny. And then when I walk downstairs, he goes, play murder on the dance floor. And then obviously, you get the joke. And yeah.
I don't actually remember that scene. What was
Yeah,
it?
they put in like when Bailey goes to sneak out. I don't know where she's going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It goes, play murder on the dance floor. And then, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that was funny.
Because when you get the joke.
Is that still in?
Yeah,
In there? Is it? That's smart. Andrew definitely came up with that.
And working with him, I guess, having kind of more veteran actor on set, was he like, you know, between scenes kind of giving you advice? Was he kind of there in a kind of supportive role as well?
I remember it was raining and it was me, my mum, Michael and Barry, and he would sit there and all of us just have deep talks. And then it was just, then we're like, oh, you got to go on set. We're like, oh, okay. And we just quickly go run on set. Like the bond that my family had with Barry was a good bond. And like Barry, like spoke to my mum like anything. And all of us just got along perfectly.
Yeah, I definitely had a good bond with Barry on set. Obviously, we both come from Dublin, same place in Summerhill, so I think that kind of helped with building a relationship with Barry. And we do kind of have like a sibling relationship anyways, so that really helped with us getting to know our characters and our relationship.
With Franz, I mean, that's a completely different dynamic between your characters. And at first it's, you know, she doesn't really know what to make of him. And then they do build this amazing connection, I think, sort of bonding over being these kind of outsiders. So what was it like working with him and building that together?
When Bailey meets Franz for the first time, that was actually me meeting Franz for the first time. So it wasn't me acting, it was just reacting like, who are you? Hold on, like, I don't know you. And then over time, I was like, okay. And then Bailey and Nykiya started getting used to him. So it was just like, he's just more raw than it was fake. And it was just a lovely experience. Like, I think the way Andrea works is just so beautiful and is so smart.
One of the things that's amazing as well about Bailey's character is how she finds this connection and comfort in nature, and whether that's when she's actually there going out into the outskirts of the town in the fields, or then she's recorded it and she's playing it back, and it sort of allows her, I guess, to escape a bit from her reality.
When Bailey records things, she knows what she's doing, and like when something happens, like she gets into an argument bug, she just plays it back so she feels at ease. Like, I think nature's one of her outlets, like her go-to things to feel relaxed. Like when she's overstimulated, she just watches that and watches it back. And I think Bird helps her concentrate on herself than like try and be like her brother, because in the scenes you try and see her trying to be like a gangster or something, a vigilante, sorry, and it just doesn't work. And yeah, she learns that she does not want to be like that, and then she just goes off into her own path.
And the way the film's shot, I mean, it stays so close to each of the characters, you know, and it does at times can feel quite disorientating the way the camera's moving. I mean, I wonder what that was like for you as actors, the camera being so close to you. You know, what were some of the highlights, but also the challenges of being on that set?
I don't think there was any challenges. Like, the only challenge I faced was getting my hair cut, which wasn't really a challenge, it was just a change.
Yeah.
Like, being on set was like one of my comfort zones in the end. Like, it was just so, like, I was never nervous. They always made you feel at home, and it was just like so cool.
Yeah, definitely. Andrew never really put pressure on us, and nothing really was hard, or we didn't really have any hard scenes because Andrew never put pressure on us. And if anything was hard, definitely getting the haircut, because it wasn't even about getting the haircut in the movie, because I didn't mind that, but I had to go to school with the haircut, and so did you.
No, I only went like a couple of days in.
No, fairs, I can't lie. Yeah, no, I had to go in public, yeah, and that's the only part I didn't really enjoy, but other than that, good.
And then maybe some of the most fun scenes, I mean, yeah, maybe the ending wedding scene, it just feels like kind of all the tension that's built through the film. Yes. There's kind of this release. So maybe that was also kind of like a wonderful moment on set too.
Yeah, it was like the end, like the last day was emotional, and like just seeing everyone, and then going from seeing everyone every day over and over again to stop seeing them, rarely seeing, like not even seeing them at all. It's just crazy. Like waking up the next day, just realising like you ain't got nowhere to be. It's just weird. I was happy at the same time, but I wasn't at the same time. You get it?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if you remember, but at the after party, I got emotional.
Yeah.
I just started bawling my eyes out because, like she said, from seeing them every day to not seeing them. Obviously, might see them tomorrow, but from seeing them every day to not seeing them, that's like a big change. Because obviously, I created a bond with every single one of them, and yeah.
And I guess for you, probably it's that scene towards the end at the train station that you share with Barry. It feels like such a pivotal moment, and you really see the sort of flip side of your character, but also of Barry's character too. So is that very? Do you remember that moment quite vividly?
Yeah, you kind of see a bit of both characters' other sides, because Barry's side that Bug wants to see, that wants to show, is like a drug dealer, this little bad boy, whatever. But in the train station scene, I think he's trying to show that he's actually a good father. And so is with Hunter. He's a bad man, a bad boy. But in the train station scene, he gets emotional and kind of grows up.
And in terms of what people can take away from watching the film, I mean, it does feel so immersive. Like you're really there with Bailey, with Hunter. And there are all these moments that feel very kind of gritty and tough, but there's also all these moments of joy. And it sort of feels like, you know, the need for love and connection and, you know, having those family bonds seems to transcend the situation that she's often put in. So what do you think the takeaways might be?
I think the takeaways might be like, see how when things go wrong in life, don't just throw like everything away. Like just keep putting it in your stride and just keep like trying your best to make things happen. And if it don't go your way, just grow up and dust it off and try again. And I just think the way that like Andrea's made this film, it's like you build a connection with Bailey. So when Bailey goes through something, you're going through it with her, and you just see it as like, wow, like people actually have to go through that in life. Like the way Bailey's grown up and deal with things, you never know, anything could be happening to anyone. And it's just, you wouldn't want anyone to go through that. And now it's just made, like, not the world, but most people open their eyes and realise you're be grateful for what you've got, because you never know when all of it can go.
She literally said everything I wanted to say. Every Andrew Arnold movie is eye-opening and shows a part of Britain or America, wherever you're filming, that no one really sees. So it's very eye-opening. And again, when I watched American Honey, it really opened my eyes and showed that there are these groups of young adults going around in America and trying to find themselves and make money and whatever. And Andrew does the same in this movie, in Bird.
And I guess in particular showing, you know, part of growing up as well, that you don't always, I think it's quite hard to maybe capture that on camera. So what do you think it is about Andrew's approach that does it in such a kind of authentic way?
Like, Bailey was just a 12-year-old little girl, and like, by her dad trying to do things, get married, get money in the span of a week is crazy, because like Bailey's been forced to grow up so fast, and just seeing her, like, you can tell by Bailey, like, she's so grown, but she's too young to show it. Bailey's grown, but she's not grown enough to go into the big wide world that she tries to do over and over again. And every time she fails, she tries to find different ways. But Bird kind of saves her, because I think if it wasn't for Bird, Bailey would be lost.
Yeah, I think Bailey's definitely years ahead of her age, and you see that in the movie. I think Andrew shows teenagers growing up in Hunter's situation by him going in a gang, because in these broken parts of Britain, these things do happen, and you do get into gang violence and drugs and things like that, which I'm staying well away from. But yeah.
And do you know what you're both going to be working on next after this, and what you'll take from this experience to your next one?
Hopefully, Supercell.
Yeah.
Something like that. You never know.
Definitely, we're definitely going to continue filming after this, and we are going to make it big.
I'm sure you will. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that
Thank
with me.
you.
Huge congratulations
Thank you for
on the
having
film.
us.
Thank you.
I really enjoy doing a premiere tomorrow. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you.